There we are with David Saunders. David, one of the things that are really concerning me is that we're looking at another public holiday where the Prime Minister is going to
It's
be kind
concerning
to
you.
everybody and say, hey, take a day off in respect to the Queen.
You don't want a day off. You don't want a holiday, Max. Geez, you Grinch.
Well, I do respect the Queen, and I think she was a wonderful woman, and some degree of respect should be allowed. But by goodness, if there could be, please, government, make this holiday and you pay for all the wages and all the loss of productivity for the businesses, because honestly, business can't handle it.
Well, look, and maybe the government would respond saying, well, we already did. We dished out, we sprayed those wage subsidies all over town. We prepaid for them. But look, you're possibly right. There is an argument that this is incredibly disruptive for business. And I think that's really the bigger issue, at least on the business side anyway, is that I think it was David Seymour came out and said, just the effect and how many businesses are close to the edge and blah, 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 blah. And that's the bit that I think we should actually be a little bit more concerned about and take a much wider view of, that we do have an awful lot of businesses that are grossly undercapitalized, that are in somewhere from a distressed to potentially perilous financial state. And that, from a society perspective, that's a lot of employers, that's a lot of people paying taxes, that's a lot of people providing services that I think we should be, quite rightly worried about.
I do agree. And that's why, honestly, if they do need to shut production down in this country for another day, then surely they should help pay like they did while we had the shutdowns before. But suddenly it's back to employers. And look, it really is tough on small employers. I mean, very nice for the government to have a day of shutdown, but the pain is going to be felt by them. But also, New Zealand's productivity levels are going to go down again and down again.
Look, our productivity does really suck. And I'm not necessarily against having a public holiday for the death of the Queen per se. But I do feel for those people that are ultimately going to have to pay for it, and the ones that will really feel it are small businesses. They've been smashed by increasing costs, the various lockdowns, quite a bit of compliance.
Let me help you out here.
With
the minimum wage, Matariki Day,
yep.
The doubling of the sick leave. All these factors, 20% lift in the minimum wage, all of these factors have come to it. And domestic leave, if anybody has a bit of a problem at home, one of the workers, that's 2 weeks paid leave by the employer. These things are very generous as government are handing out, but it's the employers that got to pay.
Yeah, look, it is the small business, and I don't think that the small business necessarily gets support from the other side. We're seeing the likes of banks posting record profits, but we're not seeing them go, hey, business, we've milked you like a cow in the good times. We'll cut you some slack now. That ain't happening.
That's speaking like a real accountant. Thanks, Dave. Let's come up with another hot subject next week, but I think this one's going to just add to the continual pain for small business.
Unfortunately, mate, neither you nor I will get to have a say in this, and I think it's a flip of a coin. I've got no idea whether it'll go through or not. But is what it is. C'est la vie. God save the king, eh?
God save
How weird does that sound?
Oh, by the way, talking about kings, Grant Robinson's given a very strong indication, so fait accompli, it's going to happen.